So I'm taking a break from my painting. See that behind me? It's just not going the way that I want it to. So I'm going to take a break. I'm making myself some honey chamomile tea with lemon and cloves. But I've been thinking, earlier today I went to Publix, and when I got out of my car or RV, I smelled something like a skunk. I thought I ran over a skunk, and I looked around under the RV, and then I realized that it was the guy next door or next to me smoking a joint in his car, and it smelled like total rah. Anyway, so I'm not against pot, but I just heard something on the news that they're going to do away with some of the regulations of pot so that they can start, using pot like over-the-counter pain medicine. Not that it's going to happen, but I heard something like that. And I think that's a really good idea for people who smoke pot. I mean, there are veterans and people on chemo that could really use it. And I'm not against it. I mean, I've had my 2 events with pot, with marijuana. The first one was when I lived in Miami. I went to a party and they had me smoke this. It was about that long and that thick. I was like, oh, it's a cigarette. It doesn't have any effect. Well, when I got home, I got so hungry. I ate everything in my house. I mean, the only thing that I had, because I was young, was a banana, oatmeal, and chocolate syrup. But I ate the whole thing. And the next day when I went to work, I worked at an accounting firm. I couldn't even count. I mean, I was counting on my fingers. I had to excuse myself, tell my boss that I was sick, and go home and sleep it off or whatever. The second incident that I had with it, I actually grew it without knowing it. So I came home, I worked 2 jobs, and I came home in between jobs and I found a shark in the tub. So I went to ask my boys and their friends what the heck was going on, and they were all huddled together. They act like they saw a ghost or something. And I said, well, what's going on? And so one of the kids was like, well, we have this school project where we have to grow these radishes and we don't know how to do it. And I was like, well, hell, I can grow it for you. So they gave me the seeds and I planted the seeds, and we lived in an apartment. So I would put them out on the balcony, to get some sun. And they started growing, and they were about that tall, and they smelled good. And I've never grown radishes, so I didn't really know. But anyway, so as I was getting ready to leave for my second job a few weeks later, the local policeman, who was my friend, came and said, I could arrest you right now. And I said, what the heck for? And he's like, well, you're growing pot on the patio and everybody in the complex, knows about it. I was like, that's not pot, that's radishes. He's like, you can't be that dumb. I was like, well, maybe I am. Anyway, I went to work and I came home and the radishes were gone. I was, well, thank God, maybe they took them to school or, whatever. So a week later, I was putting away clothes. I had done laundry and I was putting everybody's clothes away, and I walked into the boys' bedroom, and above in the ceiling, hanging from the light, was this bouquet of radishes. So I took them and I grinded them down the grinder, and we had a little discussion, and that was it. So, pot could be good, could be bad, but if they come up with something, that doesn't smell like skunk or poo, that would be a really good thing.